A whirlwind of public accusations and threats between two of the world's most influential figures, former President Donald Trump and tech titan Elon Musk, appears to be drawing to a close following a late-night apology from the Tesla and SpaceX CEO. The dramatic spat, which saw both men trade sharp barbs across social media and news outlets, has taken a surprising turn towards potential reconciliation, underscoring the volatile dynamics at play when business and politics intersect at the highest levels. The feud, a spectacle that captivated political and tech observers alike, erupted last week. Seemingly triggered by Musk's departure from his role as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE) and his subsequent outspoken criticism of the Big Beautiful Bill, a legislative package he urged Americans to kill due to concerns it would cause a recession. What began as policy disagreement quickly escalated into intensely personal attacks. Musk, 53, unleashed a series of social media posts controversially claiming that Trump would not have secured the 2024 election without his assistance, and more gravely suggesting the president was responsible for impeding the release of files related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, citing Trump's past association with the late financier. This latter accusation, which the White House swiftly rubbished, was notably deleted by Musk later. Trump, never one to shy from a fight, responded with characteristic vigor. He accused Musk of suffering from Trump derangement syndrome and being bitter about both his departure from the special government employee position and the House GOP's removal of electric vehicle tax incentives from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. The former president went so far as to call Musk crazy in an interview with CNN and threatened on Truth Social to investigate revoking federal government contracts held by Musk's companies. This threat carried significant weight given that SpaceX alone holds contracts estimated to be worth approximately $38 billion. Despite the strong rhetoric, Trump also expressed a degree of philosophical detachment, telling the Post on Friday that nothing surprises him, even a one-time ally turning against him. The tide began to turn late Tuesday when Musk posted on X, "I regret some of my posts about President at Real Donald Trump last week. They went too far." This public admission of remorse followed behind-the-scenes efforts by Trump's allies. Vice President J.D. Vance and White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles reportedly held a phone call with Musk on Friday to discuss his relationship with Trump, according to sources familiar with the conversation. While the Post could not independently confirm other reports of Musk personally reaching out to Trump on Monday, the apology clearly paved the way for a softer response from the former president. Speaking to the Post on Wednesday morning, President Trump reacted positively to Musk's apology, stating, "I thought it was very nice that he did that." He later reiterated to Post columnist Miranda Devine that he had no hard feelings and was a little disappointed by the initial blow-up, but believed Musk feels very badly that he said that actually. When pressed on whether he would revert to a regular relationship with the tech mogul, Trump offered a conditional openness, telling Devine's Podforce One podcast, "I guess I could, but we have to straighten out the country. And my sole function now is getting this country back to a level higher than it's ever been." The rapid de-escalation of this high-profile feud highlights the complex and often transactional nature of relationships at the nexus of technology, business, and politics. Musk's initial criticisms, particularly those involving policy and his government role, quickly morphed into personal attacks, demonstrating how quickly digital platforms can amplify and distort disagreements. Trump's response, leveraging his political power and influence over federal contracts, underscored the potential risks for private enterprises whose leaders engage in public disputes with government figures. The intervention of White House allies suggests a recognition within the administration of the strategic importance of maintaining ties with influential business leaders, even those prone to public outbursts. As the dust settles, the conditional nature of the reconciliation leaves room for future developments. While the immediate threat of contract revocation appears to have receded, the underlying tensions that sparked the feud, policy disagreements, perceived slights, and the unpredictable nature of both individuals, remain. The episode serves as a potent reminder of the delicate balance required when titans of industry navigate the often turbulent waters of political discourse, and how quickly a public apology can shift the narrative. Even if the path to full trust remains to be seen, the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. are currently a nexus of intense political and legal skirmishes largely centered on President Trump's ambitious and controversial Department of Government Efficiency DOGE initiative. What began as a bold promise to streamline federal operations and slash spending has spiraled into a dramatic public feud, a cascade of legal challenges and mounting criticism over its real-world impact, painting a complex picture of the administration's efforts to reshape the federal landscape. At the heart of the political storm is Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, who has unequivocally urged President Trump to reverse course on DOGE's agenda. In a sharply worded letter co-signed by Representative Melanie Stansbury of New Mexico, the top Democrat on the House DOGE subcommittee, Warren implored the president to abandon Mr. Musk's inefficient and harmful DOGE actions and instead adopt her own policy proposals, which she claims could save the U.S. over $2 trillion over 10 years. This latest missive, exclusively obtained by CBS News, follows a similar letter Warren sent to Elon Musk in January outlining 30 recommendations that, according to her, Mr. Musk ignored. The core of Warren's critique lies in the disparity between DOGE's purported savings and its actual achievements. While Musk initially pledged to cut $2 trillion in government spending, later lowering it to $1 trillion, the White House has only claimed roughly $170 billion in savings, a figure widely disputed due to reported errors and miscalculations on the initiative's wall of receipts. Warren and Stansbury contend that rather than achieving genuine efficiency, DOGE's actions are ravaging programs that keep Americans safe, secure, and healthy just to pay for tax cuts for billionaires and large corporations. Their alternative recommendations include cracking down on prescription drug middlemen, eliminating waste in federal charter school programs, reforming the estate tax exemption, negotiating better Defense Department contracts, and ending unnecessary federal arrests. The very public spat between Elon Musk, who spearheaded the DOGE initiative, and President Trump last week further complicated the narrative. The dramatic falling out, which saw inflammatory posts from Musk on X, formerly Twitter, that he later expressed remorse for, came just a week after Trump had publicly honored Musk with a key to the White House. Despite the high-profile disagreement, administration officials, including top trade advisor Peter Navarro, have downplayed its long-term impact on DOGE's operations. Navarro praised DOGE's work, stating, "Waste, fraud, and abuse, unfortunately, is alive and well in America, and the DOGE folks here, they're good folks." This suggests that regardless of the personal friction, the core mission of DOGE is intended to continue. Indeed, the cuts are slated to persist until at least summer 2026, according to reports from MSN, and their impact is already being felt across various federal agencies. Senator Martin Heinrich, Democrat, New Mexico ranking member on the U.S. Energy and Natural Resources Committee, recently grilled Department of Interior Secretary Doug Burgum over the Trump administration's budget request, which includes a proposed 30% cut across programs for the Department of the Interior. Heinrich warned that this would cripple the department as we know it, highlighting critical consequences such as parks cutting hours and services, vacant leadership positions including 100 park superintendents and 5 of 7 National Park Service regional director roles, delayed energy projects, and a Byzantine bureaucracy that has emerged overnight. He specifically pointed to a proposed 35% cut to the Bureau of Land Management, which would leave those needing permits or leases waiting, and a 35% cut to the Bureau of Reclamation, putting critical water infrastructure at risk. Even scientific research is not immune, with a nearly 40% cut to the U.S. Geological Survey, threatening vital climate research, and the complete elimination of its Biological Resources Program, which could impact everything from bird flu monitoring to wildlife management. Most critically, Heinrich emphasized the irreparable harm to Indian country, from 30+% cuts to the Bureau of Indian Affairs and Bureau of Indian Education, arguing it represents a dereliction of every treaty obligation this country has to tribes and their members. Beyond the political rhetoric and operational challenges, the Trump administration's agenda, particularly DOGE's expansive reach, has ignited a torrent of legal battles. The New York Times reports that as of June 11, at least 184 rulings have temporarily paused some of the administration's initiatives, reflecting an intensifying legal clash over executive actions. Specifically concerning DOGE, the administration's takeover and gutting of the U.S. Institute of Peace, an independent nonprofit, was ruled unlawful by a federal judge as a gross usurpation of power, leading to the reinstatement of ejected officials. This case is currently under appeal, but it underscores the judiciary's willingness to challenge the extent of DOGE's authority. The lawsuits extend far beyond DOGE, encompassing immigration policies such as the controversial deportation of Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia and the halt to Harvard's ability to enroll international students, challenges to birthright citizenship, the summary firing of thousands of federal employees, the revocation of Biden-era environmental protections, attempts to freeze federal funding, policies impacting transgender rights, restrictions on federal access for certain organizations, and the imposition of tariffs. These widespread legal challenges highlight a significant pushback against an administration perceived by opponents as overreaching its authority and undermining established norms. As the DOGE initiative continues its operations facing both political opposition and judicial scrutiny, its long-term legacy remains uncertain. The ongoing debates over efficiency versus essential services, the balance of power between the executive and other branches, and the practical implications for federal agencies and the public they serve will undoubtedly continue to dominate headlines. The coming months will reveal whether President Trump's ambitious restructuring efforts can withstand the multifaceted pressures from Capitol Hill, the courts, and the operational realities of government, or if they will be further reined in by the very systems they seek to reform. The automotive world is once again abuzz with anticipation as Elon Musk, Tesla's enigmatic CEO, declared that the company's next product will be its most significant offering, yet hinting that its long-awaited debut is finally imminent. This pronouncement, delivered with Musk's characteristic flair for hyperbole, sets a high bar for what's to come, promising a potential paradigm shift that could redefine Tesla's trajectory. However, as the electric vehicle giant looks to the future, real-world experiences with its current cutting-edge offerings, particularly the Cybertruck, continue to highlight the practical challenges that still temper the grand vision of an all-electric future, even as the broader EV charging landscape shows signs of significant improvement. Indeed, while Musk paints a picture of groundbreaking innovation, the everyday realities of EV ownership, especially for demanding tasks like towing, remain a point of contention. Joseph Lee, a Tesla Cybertruck owner, recently shared his insights after a trip to Wisconsin towing a dump trailer, offering a candid comparison to his Ford F-350 Super Duty diesel truck. Lee recounted that a 185-mile journey took him 4 hours and 20 minutes in his Cybertruck, necessitating 2 recharges. He noted that cruising at approximately 75 miles per hour on the highway drastically limited his range to about 100 miles. Crucially, Lee also pointed out the practical difficulties at superchargers, stating not all superchargers are trailer-friendly with straight-in or pull-through spots. "I had to take up 6 spots at one charger." He concluded that the trip would have been cheaper and faster in his Ford F-350 diesel, which boasts a robust 6.7-liter power-stroke V8 turbo diesel engine delivering 450 horsepower and 1050 lb-ft of torque, capable of towing up to 23,800 pounds. In contrast, the Cybertruck's dual and tri-motor models are rated for a maximum of 11,000 pounds. Lee's experience underscores the F-350's superior range, fuel efficiency, and rapid refueling times for heavy long-distance hauling, suggesting that while the Cybertruck was easier to drive, its electric motor is better suited for shorter trips and lighter loads where its limited towing range and charging times don't inflate overall costs. Another Cybertruck owner, Richard Tucker, echoed similar sentiments about range anxiety, reporting that a 400-mile trip with his boat required multiple stops, adding about 1.5 hours in charging time, and often required disconnecting his trailer at non-pull-through charging spots. While Tucker praised the Cybertruck as the best towing truck I have ever owned, compared to his F-250 diesel for work equipment, he conceded that maintaining estimated range required strictly adhering to speed limits. These real-world towing challenges highlight a critical bottleneck for wider EV adoption: the charging infrastructure. For years, Non-Tesla EV owners have faced a frustrating reality of unreliable public chargers, long queues, and cumbersome payment processes, often feeling like second-class citizens compared to Tesla owners with their exclusive supercharger network. J.D. Power surveys have consistently ranked public charging issues and the time required to refuel as the top 2 reasons consumers reject electric vehicles, with historical failure rates at public stations hovering around 20%. However, signs of a significant turnaround are now emerging. The first 3 months of 2025 saw a notable improvement, with overall failure rates dropping to 16%, the largest improvement since surveys began in 2021. Brent Gruber, an executive director at J.D. Power, affirmed the industry is finally elevating as a whole. This positive shift is driven by concerted efforts from automakers and charging companies. A new consortium named IONNA, formed by 8 major automakers including General Motors, Hyundai, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, is leading the charge with ambitious plans. Their first rechargery station, a revamped former Phillips 66 gas station near Raleigh, North Carolina, showcases chargers capable of delivering up to 400 kilowatts, significantly faster than Tesla's 250 kilowatt superchargers. These stations aim to transform the charging experience, offering amenities like 24-hour service, lighted canopies, and lounges with Wi-Fi, coffee bars, and bathrooms. IONNA plans to install 10 to 12 fast charging stalls per station and aims for 30,000 charging bays by 2030. The industry is also seeing wider adoption of Tesla's North American charging standard NACS, with many automakers redesigning their vehicles for direct compatibility, promising slimmer, easier-to-use charging handles. The plug-and charge standard, allowing vehicles to automatically initiate charging without apps or credit cards, is also gaining traction, enhancing user convenience. Beyond IONNA, other players are joining the fray, with Buc-ee's partnering with Mercedes for premium charging and Waffle House planning BP Pulse fast chargers. The number of fast chargers in the U.S. has also significantly increased, reaching approximately 55,200 in May 2025, up from 42,200 a year prior. Despite these encouraging developments, new complexities are emerging. The opening of Tesla's supercharger network to other brands, while beneficial for overall EV adoption, has seen its failure rate rise from a mere 2 to 3% when exclusive to Teslas to 7%, partly due to increased lines and compatibility issues. This has led to some discontent among longtime Tesla owners. Furthermore, the pace of infrastructure build-out by non-Tesla competitors remains a concern for some experts, who cite high construction and electricity costs alongside bureaucratic delays. Political headwinds also loom large, with the current administration proposing repeals of federal EV incentives and halting grants under the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula Program. Chris Nelder, an infrastructure expert, lamented that the program's guidelines, which helped foster industry collaboration, have been blown to bits. In conclusion, while Elon Musk's promise of Tesla's most important product fuels excitement for the future of electric mobility, the present landscape is a complex interplay of rapid technological advancement, persistent real-world challenges, and evolving infrastructure. The Cybertruck's performance in demanding scenarios, while impressive in some aspects, underscores the need for continued innovation in battery density and charging speed, particularly for heavy-duty applications. Simultaneously, the significant strides in improving the broader EV charging ecosystem, led by collaborative initiatives like IONNA and wider adoption of standards, offer a glimmer of hope for a more seamless user experience. However, the path forward is not without its hurdles, from managing increased demand on existing networks to navigating shifting political priorities. As J.D. Power's Brent Gruber aptly puts it, there's no doubt EVs are still the vehicle of the future, suggesting that the private sector and climate-conscious state governments will need to continue driving the charge for more chargers and improved performance, ensuring that the electric future, whether powered by Tesla's next big thing or a rapidly expanding network of reliable public chargers, truly arrives for everyone. The skies over California are once again abuzz with anticipation as SpaceX, the commercial spaceflight titan founded by Elon Musk, prepares for another significant rocket launch. This upcoming mission slated to deploy the latest batch of Starlink internet satellites underscores not only the company's relentless operational cadence but also its burgeoning influence across the global technology and financial landscapes. The event, expected to offer spectacular viewing opportunities across Southern California, is a vivid reminder of the private sector's increasingly central role in space exploration and connectivity. The imminent launch, potentially the third from California this June, involves the workhorse Falcon 9 rocket. While official confirmation from Vandenberg Space Force Base or SpaceX is still pending, a Federal Aviation Administration Operations Plan advisory suggests a target liftoff as early as Friday, June 13, with backup windows extending into Saturday, June 14. However, some independent tracking websites indicate an earlier launch window could open at 6:46 p.m. Pacific Time on Thursday, June 12. This two-stage 230-foot-tall rocket, one of the most active in the world, is crucial for regularly deploying Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit, an altitude chosen for its benefits in reducing latency and improving data transmission speeds for users worldwide. Californians, particularly those in Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura counties, are advised that they might experience sonic booms, brief thunder-like noises, as the spacecraft travels faster than the speed of sound. Despite the excitement, it's important to remember that such launches are subject to delays or scrubs due to unforeseen technical issues or unfavorable weather conditions, a common occurrence in the complex world of rocketry. For those unable to witness the spectacle in person from designated public viewing areas near Vandenberg's Launch Complex 4E, SpaceX traditionally provides a live stream on its website and updates via its social media channels, including X. Following satellite deployment, the Falcon 9's booster is expected to execute a precision landing on the drone ship "Of Course I Still Love You" in the Pacific Ocean, a testament to SpaceX's pioneering reusability efforts that have dramatically driven down launch costs. SpaceX's operations extend far beyond these frequent Starlink deployments. Founded in 2002, the company has diversified its portfolio significantly from its headquarters at Starbase in South Texas, a site that recently voted to become its own city and serves as the primary testbed for the ambitious 400-foot Starship mega rocket, to its critical role in government contracts. Billions of dollars from NASA and the Department of Defense flow into SpaceX for launching classified satellites and other payloads, solidifying its position as a vital national asset. Beyond cargo, SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft, currently the only vessel capable of returning large cargo from the International Space Station to Earth, also conducts privately funded commercial crewed missions such as the recent Fram-2 mission in April and the headline-grabbing Polaris Dawn in September 2024. This expansive operational footprint highlights the company's multifaceted strategy, blending commercial ventures with crucial governmental support. The sheer scale and impact of SpaceX's endeavors have not gone unnoticed in financial circles. ARK Invest, led by Cathie Wood, has projected a staggering $2.5 trillion valuation for SpaceX by 2030, a testament to the perceived long-term growth potential across its various divisions, including Starlink launch services and future interplanetary transport. This optimistic outlook underscores the growing consensus that in the current aerospace climate, divorcing SpaceX just isn't possible right now, as one financial publication recently put it, reflecting the company's deeply embedded and indispensable role in the global space economy, adding a touch of celestial beauty to SpaceX's narrative. A recent image shared by the company captured its Dragon spacecraft bathed in the glow of the June full moon at Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This particular full moon held special significance, being the lowest it has been in nearly 2 decades due to a major lunar standstill, and affectionately known as the Strawberry Moon, tying it to the farming season. Such moments not only offer stunning visual backdrops to human ingenuity but also serve as a poignant reminder of the intricate dance between our terrestrial endeavors and the vast cosmic environment we seek to explore. As SpaceX continues its breakneck pace of innovation and deployment, from populating low Earth orbit with internet satellites to pushing the boundaries of interplanetary travel with Starship, its influence on global connectivity, space exploration, and the commercial space industry will only deepen. The company's relentless pursuit of reusability, its ambitious Starlink constellation, and its foundational work with government agencies are collectively reshaping the future of space, promising a future where access to orbit is more routine, affordable, and transformative than ever before. In a dramatic turn of events that underscores the volatile intersection of technology, business, and politics, Elon Musk, the enigmatic CEO of Tesla and X, has publicly apologized to former U.S. President Donald Trump, signaling a de-escalation in a high-profile feud that has captivated digital onlookers. The apology issued on X comes amidst growing scrutiny over Musk's online conduct and its tangible repercussions across his vast empire. From electric vehicle sales to the very fabric of social media discourse. The recent public apology saw Musk express regret for some of my posts about President at Real Donald Trump last week. They went too far. This mea culpa followed a series of critical, now deleted tweets from Musk that had aggressively linked Trump to the controversial Jeffrey Epstein files, even suggesting the former president's name was present in the documents and sharing a photo seemingly connecting him to the child sex offender. Musk had boldly claimed one such tweet to be a really big bomb, asserting that the alleged connection was the real reason the Epstein files have not been made public. The conflict had initially ignited over Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, which Musk publicly lambasted as a disgusting abomination set to inflate the U.S. federal deficit. Trump in turn voiced his disappointment, stating, "Elon knew this bill inside out, but suddenly he's got a problem when we cut the EV mandate." Musk's swift and characteristic online retort had been a boastful jab at Trump's ingratitude, claiming, "Without my support in 2024, Trump would have lost. Dems would control the House and the Senate would be 51-49. Signs of reconciliation had emerged days prior, with Musk systematically deleting his most damaging posts against Trump, including those linking him to Epstein and others supporting his impeachment and suggesting J.D. Vance as a replacement. While Musk's personal political skirmishes play out in the public square, their ripple effects are increasingly being felt across his business ventures, most notably at Tesla. A recent report highlights that Musk's unpredictable online behavior is actively tarnishing Tesla's brand image. In a significant development, a group of approximately 400 French Tesla owners has filed a lawsuit against the electric car giant in Nanterre, claiming financial losses directly sparked by a specific, albeit unspecified, tweet from the CEO. Represented by lawyer Olivier Wigniolle, the plaintiffs alleged that Musk's social media tantrums triggered a market reaction that devalued their vehicles, seeking an average of €8,000 per driver, with some claims reaching as high as €15,000. This legal action could set a precedent for holding corporate leaders accountable for their online pronouncements. Beyond the courtroom, Tesla's sales are also facing headwinds in key European markets such as France, the UK, Germany, and Italy. While increased competition from better value Chinese electric vehicles is a primary factor, the backlash against Elon Musk's political stances and controversial online activity is cited as a contributing cause. Musk's history of market-moving posts. From the infamous 2018 funding-secured tweet to calling himself the Doge Father, underscores how his presence on X, formerly Twitter, remains a double-edged sword capable of both amplifying visibility and generating significant liabilities. The broader landscape of social media, particularly in the wake of Musk's acquisition of Twitter and its transformation into X, also reflects the profound impact of his leadership. For many, X has become a source of frustration, characterized by what critics describe as its grotesque visage, the surfacing of upsetting content, a gouging monetization program that encourages incessant spam from brain-dead engagement farmers, and a doofus AI model. This environment has led many users, particularly those on the liberal mainstream, to seek refuge in alternative platforms. Blue Sky, founded by former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, emerged as a promising contender aspiring to be a much-needed reset of cultural norms. However, the platform has struggled to live up to its utopian aspirations, with one observer lamenting it as a sad place to hang out and a frustrating downward spiral. Despite its minimalist design and readable interface, Blue Sky is criticized for replicating an hellish, inescapable, never-ending version of 2016 Twitter. The platform's algorithm, critics argue, has elevated clout-hungry resistance characters from the early MAGA insurgency era, leading to a prevalent online culture characterized by hacky material well past its shelf life, a sense of ceremony, exasperating pedantry, and a tendency to audit the ideological purity of every one of its users. As pseudonymous shitposter at Drill humorously put it, blue sky is supreme because every time you post you get 100 school principals in the replies asking to see you in their office. This suggests that even in new digital spaces, entrenched online behaviors and political polarization continue to shape user experience, limiting the potential for genuine, diverse, and engaging discourse. The ongoing saga of Elon Musk's public persona, its direct impact on his corporate ventures, and the broader struggles of social media platforms to foster healthy online communities collectively paint a vivid picture of the challenges facing the digital age. As the lines between personal expression, corporate branding, and political engagement blur, further the onus on tech leaders to navigate this complex terrain with greater accountability and foresight becomes ever more critical. The outcomes of lawsuits like the one faced by Tesla in France, coupled with the continued evolution of platforms like X and Blue Sky, will undoubtedly shape the future of digital interaction, influencing how companies engage with their consumers and how societies grapple with the evolving nature of public discourse in the years to come. In a significant move that underscores the intensifying race in the brain-computer interface BCI sector, Precision Neuroscience has announced the addition of two highly influential figures to its leadership team: a co-founder of Neuralink and a former director from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA). These strategic appointments, revealed on June 11, 2025, are poised to accelerate the company's ambitious journey towards bringing its advanced BCI technology to clinical application. Vanessa Tolosa, a co-founder of Elon Musk's Neuralink and a renowned expert in microfabricated neural implants, has joined Precision Neuroscience as Senior Vice President of Research and Development. Concurrently, Vivek Pinto, who previously served as a division director at the FDA's Center for Devices and Radiological Health (CDRH), has been appointed as Director of Medical Affairs. These hires follow a series of leadership appointments last month, signaling Precision's aggressive expansion as it prepares for broader deployment of its innovative devices. The timing of these key personnel additions is particularly noteworthy, coming on the heels of Precision Neuroscience's recent FDA 510(k) clearance for its Layer 7 cortical interface. This cutting-edge thin-film BCI boasts an impressive 1024 electrodes embedded in a flexible film measuring a mere 1/5 the thickness of a human hair. The device is designed to empower individuals suffering from severe paralysis to operate digital tools like computers and smartphones purely through thought. Michael Major, CEO and co-founder of Precision Neuroscience, expressed immense enthusiasm for the new hires, stating, "We are thrilled about these hires. Vanessa is one of the most respected engineers working in neural implants today. Her expertise spans advanced materials manufacturing and system integration, skills that are critical as we scale toward production." Tolosa's background is indeed formidable. She began her career at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, where she pioneered early work on flexible polymer-based electrode arrays. Her tenure at Neuralink saw her lead microfabrication efforts, including electrode development, packaging, and cleanroom operations as Director of Neural Interfaces. Most recently, she served as a hardware research manager at Meta's Reality Labs, driving the development of next-generation EMG-based wearables. Her decision to join Precision Neuroscience speaks volumes about the company's technological promise and strategic direction. Tolosa herself affirmed this, remarking, "I've spent my career designing neural interfaces at the edge of what's possible." Precision brings together technical ambition, clinical insight, and real-world focus. The team isn't just building a device, they're rethinking the entire concept of a BCI, including how it's delivered surgically, which is essential for patient adoption. "I'm honored to help bring this technology to people who need it." The appointment of Vivek Pinto is equally pivotal for Precision Neuroscience's trajectory. With over 2 decades of experience spanning product development, clinical research, and regulatory leadership, Pinto's insights into the regulatory landscape are invaluable. During his 12-year tenure at the FDA, he ascended from lead scientific reviewer to branch chief and ultimately division director, overseeing teams responsible for the regulation of therapeutic and assistive devices across neuromodulation, physical medicine, and neuropsychiatry. In his new role, Pinto will spearhead medical affairs, focusing on bridging clinical evidence generation, effective medical communication, and ensuring patient adoption, a critical path for any groundbreaking medical device. Pinto underscored the significance of his new role, stating, "This role taps into everything I care about: collaboration, education, and advancing technologies that make a difference for patients and clinicians." What drew me to Precision was the clarity of purpose, a focus on building something that's innovative, feasible, and grounded in what patients and clinicians actually need. It's a rare opportunity to help shape where the field is headed. The strategic recruitment of such high-caliber talent from both a direct competitor and a crucial regulatory body signifies Precision Neuroscience's aggressive push to not only innovate but also to commercialize and scale its BCI solutions responsibly. Tolosa's expertise in manufacturing and scaling will be instrumental in transitioning the Layer 7 from a cleared device to a widely available medical tool, while Pinto's deep understanding of FDA processes will streamline the complex journey from concept to broad clinical adoption. This dual focus on advanced engineering and meticulous regulatory navigation positions Precision Neuroscience as a formidable contender in the burgeoning BCI market, promising a future where neural interface technologies could dramatically improve the lives of millions.